Okay, guys, welcome to or welcome back. Um, so if you're new to this channel, you can see a little bit of everything here. You can see me doing nails. You can see me doing my hair, braids. I even got some relaxed hair videos. Uh, you will see some exercise videos for natural bodies, and you will see some cooking videos. Okay, I make a mean macaroni and cheese. But the newest project that I picked up is sewing, and I have fallen in love with it head over heels. So right now I'm currently watching a tutorial. I've watched multiple, and I'm trying my hardest to get this whole bodice. That's the tight fitting upper part of a dress. So I'm trying to get a bodice pattern developed, and I know the length that I want it. I like my dresses to be like 43 inches. That is below my knee. I'm tall. So, because when you sit down, stuff rides up, right? So I like it to hit 43 inches. I like the 3/4 inch sleeves. I know that. But at this point, doing this video, I didn't even know how to do sleeves, y'all. So thank God for blazers and jackets and shawls, even though I'm not a shawl girl, but I'll put a shawl on my head and wear it as a head wrap before I wrap it. I don't know. It's just something about shawls makes me feel aged. So even when I was a kid, it's like if you see a kid in a shawl, it just kind of looks like a little old lady. But so now I'm trying to again apply the measurements as I learn them. And I know I want my collar to be my neckline to be as about as low as my zipper is on this workout shirt. What other videos might you see on my channel? I got some skits. I really enjoy doing the skits. However, this is a time where everybody's a little sensitive. So my sense of humor, it goes there. It goes there. So so I don't offend anybody and get canceled before I even take off the ground. I rather just keep the skits. Like I would love to have been someone that wrote skits for Mad TV and Saturday Night Live because I see things that are hilarious in people and in myself. And when I find movies and things like that, they get it that I get, and I'm like, yeah, that's freaking hilarious. Anyway, so you'll see a couple skits on this channel, um, but the main thing you'll see are reflections of peace. That's why I kind of rename my channel that because everything I do, I get solace in. Um, and it's like ways of expression are very dear to my heart because it's the core of who you are. That's how you like get into the depths of how what all God put in you, if that makes sense. So it's like you don't realize your strength until you got to go through something. You don't realize your level of creativity until it's time to create. And it's like it just blows my mind that God would even give me the ideals that he gives me. When I'm doing my nails and I create a nice nail shape, a beautiful nail shape, it's sculptured to the T. And it's like, wow, I did that. I did that through the power of God. But you know what I'm saying? It's like God allowed me to see the beauty that I can create. Because there's a lot of people that's walking around. I was one of them for a long time. And they're walking around and they see all the beauty and the gifts in everybody else, but they don't see it in themselves. And it's like, okay, God gave her the ability to sing. God gave him the ability to, be quick witty with his mind to where he's an amazing lawyer and he can go up against anybody. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like he's like a pit bull in the courtroom. And you can just see the glory of God on everybody else, but you don't see it on yourself. But I tell you, if you get away with God and you pray and you ask God to reveal the everything that he put in you, as far as the good gifts. Because the Bible says, "In me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing." But once you got the Spirit of the Lord, the Spirit of the living God living down on the inside of you, he said he will withhold no good thing to them that walk uprightly. And that good thing is he's the creator. So, of course, he's going to give us the ability to create as well. So it'll blow your mind. He'll do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask or think if you just get along with God and pray and spend some time with him. Okay, that's doing too much. I should have edited that out. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know if I'm going to edit this part out. This is embarrassing. Okay, so I'm tracing the pattern that I made. And as you can see, the pattern that I made, it has some defined hips in it, because I was thinking that would be necessary for, even though this pattern stretches, I was still thinking it would be necessary for room. But yeah, I should have edited this part out. But it wasn't. So what I ended up doing with this particular pattern, later on, this was the only dress I made with that much room in the hips, because I just cut that hip area down. I shaved it right on off, about 2, maybe 3 inches. Not 2 inches, wasn't 3. And it worked just fine with the next dress. Granted, the next dress was also stretchy, but it worked just fine with the next dress. So the part that I was having a little trouble with was the armholes. I was trying to, figure that out. And it's like, you know what? Just don't overthink it. Just do it. So, and it turned out great, because you're constantly making adjustments. So what's the difference in making adjustments after you've cut the material? And it gives you some idea for the next pattern. So I absolutely love this vibrant pink. It is perfect for this time of year, spring. And I don't like how thin it is. But I mean, some people, they'll be like, "Oh, well, you can interface, you can line." And it's like, I haven't gotten to that point yet, so I don't know how to do it. But so now I'm doing the back part. One tip I will give you, looking back in retrospect, just got a new pair of lips today. And looking back, you need to make the back part, you need to have 2 different patterns, one for the front and one for the back. And if you feel like you can remember that the back needs to be more material than the front, because the front has a neckline that goes down and the back is generally wider than the front. Okay, on me it is. I ain't saying I got a wide back, but I have a swimmer's physique, a swimmer's body. Anyway, okay, my shoulders look pretty good right there. They don't look too profound, but anyway, moving right along. So the back of the dress, the back of the bodice needs to be bigger. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm doubling up. It's folded, okay? It's folded, so that way you're getting 2 pieces of fabric in one cut, as opposed to cutting fabric, 4 times. Does that make sense? Let me explain that better. So the reason why you see people fold things, because just like when you were a kid and you fold a piece of paper and you cut, the more you fold it and you're trying to make like a heart cutout, the more folds you have, the more hearts you're going to have. So if you fold the fabric twice, then when you open it, you then have 2 fabrics. And I'm going to play this back and listen to it, obviously, and I'm be like, why did I say it like that? I already know, but I'm going to go with it, because there's another dress video that I can't wait to edit and get up because I'm super proud of this. You'll see it. It's a green dress, and it's a green dress, and it's just absolutely gorgeous with a zipper, with sleeves, ankle length. And we go to these places, Forever 21 or City Trends or, you know, Burlington, Ross. We go to these places and we see these summer dresses and they're cute and everything, but it's nothing like making your own. It's nothing like putting colors together. As I learn more and more about sewing, I learned that certain threads give me certain vibes, provoke certain emotions. Um, the color of the fabric, the texture of the fabric, it all it all like comes together. It's all like, I don't know, you can just like feel the vibe of it. It's like when you're painting and you whip some colors together and it just gives you a tone for the picture, for the artwork. And you just want to follow that tone and dig deep into that tone and then bring like a spruce of a hope to the picture. I don't know, maybe like a sunset or something. And you can do all that with making clothes. With this particular dress, if you check out my DIY homemade appliques, then you'll see that I spruced this dress up with a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rhinestone um, lace applique. Now, I didn't sew it in yet because I'm not sure where I want to put it, but just the color of the applique, the different sparkles and the pinks and all that, it just, when I do decide to sew it on, and maybe not to this dress, but this is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And those appliques, if you try to purchase one, you'll see how expensive they can get. So I plan on perfecting that as well. I like doing stuff that it's not expected. It's like when I learned a little bit of Spanish. That's a story, that's a video in itself, child. But so now I'm just putting the pins in there, where I'm taking the pins out. What am I doing? Getting ready to sew it. So yeah, so I had it, all this is a learning process. I had it the wrong side when I put the pins in. So now you got to take it down and you got to, but once you learn these things, once you get them down, it becomes routine. You get to go faster and faster. Not like that's the goal, to be able to just spit out clothing or dresses, but the goal is to hone your skills, to be I was going to say the Kobe of, you know, design making and fabric altering. They say Kobe was the best. I'm allergic to sports, so I don't even watch that. But in my book, just the little snippets that I used to see on IG. I'm not on IG anymore, but the snippets that I used to see, um, I think LeBron is, doing his thing. Been doing it for a minute. But have I ever watched a full game with LeBron in it? No. He just seems to. I seen a clip. That's what it was. I seen a clip with LeBron, and he was making a basket in front of Jay-Z and Beyonce. And the look on their face, they were just astounded that he made the shot from where he was. And so that right there is what makes me think that he's just, doing his thing. But so, y'all, I just recently discovered that the whole presser foot, like, I know there's a little thing that comes up, like the whole thing on the sewing machine. It was nothing but the needle that was still on there. when I was making the green dress that you haven't seen yet. But it just came off. It just came off. And I was like, did I break my machine? Like, what in the world? And I just kept piddling around with it until I figured out how to get it back on there. But yeah. Listen to your machine, guys. When your machine starts making funny noises or the stitching changes, something came undone, something came loose, a thread is not, you know, around something that it should be. Or when thread continuously gets, tangled up and becomes a bird's nest. If you listen to it, you can make the adjustment right then and there, and you'll be fine. Now, I do need to look at some videos on how to oil this machine. It is time for an oil. Just like in the natural, it's time for an oil change in my car. Thinking I'm gonna take it to the dealership. Cause Jiffy Lube, little tip for y'all. Jiffy Lube has raised their prices to where they're almost the same as uh they're almost the same as a dealership, but Jiffy Lube is they're not specialized in certain cars. And I don't even know if you gotta have like a license to work at Jiffy Lube, a mechanic license, because wouldn't you be working in a mechanic shop if you had a mechanic license? Getting that money. I don't know, but shout out to the people that work at Jiffy Lube. Y'all go through a lot. Y'all endure a lot. But I mean, last time I took my car there, they put air in my tires, and then my tires just started getting flat directly after that. And I was like, how you gonna air up a tire and then mess it up? Like, I wasn't having an issue with a flat tire, having to keep putting air in it. Then I just had to get a new one. So yeah, this is me. I think I'm about to try it on. That's the stitching. Super proud of it. And once you start sewing, you discover different things in like other people's clothing. It's like, okay, that person can use a bust start right there, or that person's suit needs to be taken in, or just all kind of stuff just comes to you. And even stuff that I was doing wrong all these years, it's like, oh, so this is an indication that this is too small when these lines show right here. See, I was thinking that was a sign of like grown woman weight, when you have like a skirt on and the skirt has like right there at the hip area. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't got a little thick. But that's a sign that you need to go up a size. That's what that is. So anyway, as you can see, there's no sleeves there. I'm just gonna pin it. Pinning is very important. You have to find the necessity and the joy in every part of sewing. It can't be one part where it's like, oh, I don't like this part. No, I like the drafting. I like the cutting. I like the sewing. Definitely like the sewing. I like the pinning because the pinning, you're getting more. Your fingers are getting more used to avoiding getting stuck. So it's like you're pinning faster. You're pinning better. But yeah, every part of sewing is just a joy to me. Now, I will say, once you get the dress sewn and you putting it on the mannequin and you got to pull it up with the pins, that part is a little, I don't know. It's like, okay, I don't want the pins to come out, but I need to get this off the mannequin. So that's the only thing that's rendering a challenge to me thus far. But every time I sew, I pick up something else. I learn something else. And I have just been all over. We have like, I don't know, in Kansas City, we have it's a Walmart ever so often. So I have ventured out to all of them just to see what type of, who is stocking up on their fabric more than the other ones. And the other day I went to one out in Bonner, and that Walmart, it was just beautiful. The sewing area, the fabric, the people. Oh my gosh. Everybody was so nice. It was like, I don't know. I was like, maybe it's me. Am I in a better mood? Did everybody get their income tax? I'm like, why is everybody people that would say, "Oh, excuse me," and then I say something and they'll be like, "Oh, well, okay, well let me not make stuff up." A woman was saying, she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "No, you're fine." I was like, "You're fine, sweetie." And she was like, "Oh, she was like, "Thank you." She was like, "Have a good day." And I was like, "What?" Thinking to myself, these people are super nice because everybody was smiling. Nobody was aggressively bumping into each other and then like looking back, daring you to say something. Like literally at the Walmart in Raytown, a woman, Jesus help me. You know how people they don't respect your space, just like in driving. And so she was really, really close to me with her basket when we was in line. And I was just like, okay, she's a grown woman. Like she knows better. Clearly, she knows better. She went over the back of my feet, ran into the back of my ankles, and she was so apologetic. And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry." But low key, a part of me felt like you know better, like you knew better. I was like, "Nah, you're good, you're good." And I just immediately just left that line because the Holy Spirit had already told me that I needed to move. That like it was like people was getting verbally loud. It was a lot of movement going on. It was just they was doing too much over there. And it wasn't just one person. It was like just the spirit that was in that area. And it was like, yeah, I need to move to something that's a little more calmer. And I didn't listen. I stayed in line. And then that happened. And I was like, Lord, I hear you. Because God will, if you listen, if you have discernment, he that hath an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying. And God will take you. He said you will be like, what do you say, wise as a serpent, but as harmless as a dove. He will take you around the enemy. He will hide you from the scourge of the tongue. He will, it'll be like a hedge of protection around you. But if you don't listen when God says move, when God says change lanes, when God says avoid this hour, don't speak to, don't respond, you know, even a fool is counted wise when he holds his peace. But God will definitely. And sometimes when he does allow you to face situations and stuff like that, it's because he wants you to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. You don't have to fight in that battle. God's going to fight for you. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and the Lord shall recompense. But there's some situations that God wants you to avoid because, you know, he is the Prince of Peace. And the way of a transgressor is hard. So this is the dress, y'all. I put some darts in the front. It's giving, I know. But anyway, so I hope that little sermon made sense. But you can't avoid everything because many are the afflictions of the righteous. But there's some things that God's like, you don't even need to have this in your file. So now I'm trying the dress on, y'all, and I'm a little disappointed. A little disappointed. It's not them hips, them extra hips. Like what is that? What? But nonetheless, the shape of the dress pattern, it's a go once you chop them hips off. Okay, so did I do it? Leave a pink heart in the comment if you feel in this pink color. You ain't gotta be feeling the dress if you just feel in the pink color. And thanks for watching, y'all. Appreciate you.